Are you addicted to pain? Absolutely. A person who is in pain often creates more pain. Just like eating makes you want to eat more, or earning money makes you want more money. The brain always wants more of whatever it experiences. The mind doesn't choose between pleasure and pain. It simply seeks continuation. If you are sleeping, it wants more sleep. If you are working, it wants more work. And if you are in pain, it also wants more pain. You just experience pain. It doesn't judge what is right or wrong. It only wants to keep going no matter the experience. You are experiencing a great deal of pain right now. When pain is present, the natural reaction is to want to escape, to become someone who no longer feels this way. This effort can quietly create a conflict inside you. There is another possibility. You can begin by acknowledging fully, seeing it clearly, allowing yourself to recognize what's happening without rushing to fix it or replace it with something else. Not by searching for a new identity, not by forcing yourself to become different, by gently observe what already exists. Many of us are never taught this. We learn to think, I'm in pain, so I must just get rid of it. I'm lacking, so I must become more. But life doesn't always move through opposition and replacement. Often, real change begins with understanding rather than resistance. Okay, the patterns that have shaped your thoughts, your body, and your way of living were formed over a long time. They weren't created intentionally, and they are not signs of failure. Rather than rejecting yourself, this moment invites you to meet yourself with honesty and care. Perhaps what is needed is not get rid of yourself, but to loosen your attachment to old definition of who you think you must be, to allow space for a quieter, more compassionate understanding of yourself to emerge. In that space, pain can be seen, held, and gradually transformed without violence toward the self that is already trying to survive. Because when you are pain, you will create more anxiety, more resistance, more fear, and more depression. By the way, if you enjoyed the video, please hit the like. For a long time, I believed something was wrong with me. I thought I wasn't smart enough, capable enough, or attractive enough. These thoughts weren't hidden in my subconscious. I was saying them openly to myself and sometimes my friends, almost bringing them into existence. I was constantly fighting with myself because I wanted to succeed, and nothing I achieved ever felt enough. I kept doing more and more to prove my value, but deep inside, I still didn't truly believe I was worthy. And I meet a lot of people who are watching or listening right now feel that what I'm doing isn't good enough. I still don't look good enough. I'm still having trouble with my relationships or in these other areas, or my health journey is still not going well. I'm still not fit or pretty enough. They are going to find out that I'm evil in some way. Why do we believe deep down that we are weak and wrong and that something is wrong with us? What is your reason for living in pain? Please write in the comments. So from birth until age 7, the things that happen to us, the feeling we have, and the huge things that makes us feel a certain way shape who we are. In my story, my mother was a hot woman. I often felt small around her. I felt bad because she was always saying to me, don't upset me. My life is already hard and don't be a problem. Over time, I learned to silence myself. I stopped expressing my feelings, both in my relationship and at work, because I was afraid of being a burden. I believed my emotions were inconvenient or unnecessary. I believed it was just my fault, so I believed that I was bad. That's why in my adult life, whenever someone gets mad or angry, my first reaction was, did I upset you? At work, when people treated me in a harsh or cold way, I always thought it was my fault. I believe I had done something wrong or made a mistake. I questioned myself a lot and tried to be extra careful with everything I said or I did. I worked harder and stayed quiet because I didn't want to cause any problems. I was afraid to speak up or share my needs. Over time, this made me feel anxious and tired. Just I feel anxiety and depression. Instead of feeling confident at work, I was always worried about being judged or blamed As a result, I begin to feel disconnected from others and even from myself, my soul. By not speaking my truth, I lost a sense of closeness and authenticity, and that emotional distance slowly become my new normal. After all this experience, you should ask yourself this: have you had enough experience with pain? Have you suffered enough? So what did this add to you? Nothing. You blamed everyone around you. Are you relaxed now? You blamed your past. Did you feel relieved? Are the problems solved? No. The past is important because it creates your awareness. So understand that, and then it's time to become self-aware because you have experienced this painful experience very well in your life, in this world. So in short, when an experience has taught you what it needed to teach, it is time to let it go. That's where real freedom begins. It requires the courage to release an old identity and step into new. Often you realize this clearly. You say you are ready to quit, ready to change. And when the moment comes, you struggle to find the will to act because letting go of the familiar can feel more frightened than staying where you are. One of the biggest difficulties there is environmental pressure. Past lives are very appealing. You like your old identity, but that's not how it is. Here you are, having emerged from the depths of suffering because you are a valuable human. Human can build endless machine, design brilliant artificial intelligence, but human will never recreate a human. There is something quietly miraculous about you. You eat food that isn't good for you and still your body works tirelessly to protect you. You get sick and without being asked, your system begins to heal itself. This intelligence lives inside you. It actually takes effort to break these systems mentally and physically. Left alone, they are always moving toward balance. That's the wonder of it. You are not fragile by design. You are resilient by nature, carrying a wisdom older and deeper than you realize. You are working very hard to break this, to be able to break it. I think it's very important for you to realize reactions, stop and start over, recreate yourself. There will be no development if there is bitterness, poverty, or problems at the root and seed. You can never develop anything. That's why you need to rebuild identity, and this is your new identity. And the biggest change in life is for you to recreate yourself. Thank yourself for all the experiences you have had, good or bad, and now move on to something new. There is a gap there. Just thank yourself. This is your old identity, old memories you are living. When I realized that my self-love is not enough, I began to say I love you to myself. In the beginning, I cried. I cried because I had never truly loved myself before. I had always been harsh with myself, always judging, criticizing, and pushing myself without kindness. Those words felt unfamiliar and painful at first, as if a part of me was hearing them for the very first time. With each repetition, something softened inside me. Just there is a change to old identity to new identity. I started to notice how deep I had ignored my own needs and emotions. Saying I love you became an act of healing, a way of slowly learning compassion towards myself and creating a new inner relationship. Do you love yourself? What is your relationship with yourself? Please write in the comments. You will not try to hold on something right away. That emptiness is because it will begin to create high energy from you. You see, you need just emptiness. You will learn to be alone with yourself for a while. Look, what you call depression really seems like a terrible thing, but when you observe it professionally and carefully, depression is essentially about returning to yourself. It's about listening to yourself. I was in depression when I was at university. Looking back now, I understand that it was actually my soul crying out. It was asking me to slow down, to change direction, to choose something else, but I didn't listen. I kept going, doing what was expected of me, trying to be strong and functional while feeling empty inside. My mind kept moving, but my inner world was exhausted. That sadness wasn't weakness, it was information. It was my soul trying to protect me and guide me toward a different path. And I didn't understand it then, But now I see that the depression was not the enemy. It was a message and I ignored. It is important to set aside time for yourself, moments where you can simply be with who you are without roles or expectation. In that quiet space, you begin to listen to yourself, to understand yourself more deeply, because you need this space for yourself and gradually to care for yourself with both patience and acceptance. Loving yourself doesn't mean perfection. It means allowing to be human, just as you are. When you spend time alone, you are not escaping life. You are meeting it in its most honest form. You may think you already know yourself, yet each moment of observation reveals something new. This discovery can bring a quiet sense of curiosity and even joy. Everything begins with valuing yourself and recognizing your own presence as something meaningful. There is also value in emptiness. By emptiness, this doesn't mean absence, but stillness. Doing nothing. You see, this emptiness actually allowing silence. In such moments, your mind may speak and your body may send signals and you simply notice them. You don't need to change your life or control anything. You remain still, aware and gentle with whatever arises. There is a moment, a thought about the future, a feeling in the body. You see it and you let it pass. Over time, this non-reactive awareness becomes a quiet strange. As you learn not to immediately respond to every inner impulse, you also begin to move through life with more freedom. You respond rather than react, and in that difference there is a choice. Being alone may feel unfamiliar or even uncomfortable at first, especially if your days are always full. When life becomes only movement and obligation, it can slowly drain you. Creating space in your schedule is not laziness, it is balance. Pausing allows you to return to your daily life with clarity and care. And actually, when there is emptiness, you will find more energy. You should definitely be completely free from the past. Completely. Whenever anything about it comes to your mind, take a breath. Do not identify yourself with it in no way. You shouldn't associate yourself even with the good things of the past. And you should absolutely get rid of all memories related to it. Sometimes even changing your location can help, but the key point is that it shouldn't stay in your mind. And the second thing is very important. You must urgently free yourself from expectation, hope, desire, and longing. Third, this creates some pressure and fear. You also need to be free from time. These concepts are not about time. Wealth may come tomorrow morning, maybe in 3 months, maybe in 3 years, or maybe not at all. But if there's a time pressure, what you want, you also block whatever is coming. If you don't realize this, it's like watching water for 3 minutes and saying it still hasn't boiled, then 4 minutes, and it still hasn't boiled, and you kept turning the stove on and off. That's why you need to see the serenity, the silence, and the incredibly self-confidence within your own inner world. Thank you for listening.